Where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home? Do I sound anything like Whitney at all? Nah, not at all. One of the greatest singers of all time, Whitney Houston, had a song called Where Do Broken Hearts Go? And also the title for our little discussion. So where do they go? I know where mine went. Mine went straight to It Felt Like Hell, because I remember I was 17 the first time that I got my heart broken and my eyes were open to the world that you could be in for a long one, kid. She was a little older than me, went off to college before me, and I guess wound up falling in love with somebody else at school. And that's fine. That's what happens, right? That's what happens with 17 and 18 and 19-year-olds, right? You don't really know what's going on. You think you know something. You think you love a person. But, you know, when you're young like that, you think that it's going to go on forever. Like, I'm just going to be with this person forever. And that winds up not being the case. And I remember just trying to, you know, get her back in certain ways. And I remember the last time I talked to her, I just remember spazzing out and just cursing her out and hanging up the phone. And crazy thing is that I have not seen her since. Over 30 years. And that's how crazy it was, right? Haven't seen her in over 30 years. So I don't know about you. Some of you may have gone through some of the same things where with a heartbreak, and a lot of times guys don't talk about it, but with a heartbreak, it does something to you as a person, especially a man, because, you know, men have egos. Men feel like, you know, this is my forever thing. And let's just face it, for men, it's a little harder to bounce back each time, because guys, although physically are used to certain pain and haven't had to have the strength to do certain stuff, men emotionally do not like pain. Men emotionally do not like change, unless the change is bringing them more money or more women. But typically, men don't like those types of things, or at least I didn't. So I was 17. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. If she happens to be somewhere and sees this, she'll, you know, yes, 30 something years ago, you had me not being able to eat or sleep. And it was a rough time for me, because, you know, it's not like now where I can just get in the car or, you know, just go and pay some money, go on a trip, or get a hotel room and get away from things, or just go to another city to some friends' houses or something like that. It wasn't that simple, because, you know, I didn't have a car. I didn't have any money. I was in my last year of high school. So I was kind of stuck. But it didn't stop there, because then it happened again. I think it happened again when I was about 25. You know, someday down the line, I'll expound on these stories a little more. But this is just for context purposes. And then when it happened as an adult, I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, this is real hurt here. Because guess what? Now I can drive. Now I can drive and want to kind of sit outside and see who is this guy you left me for, or was dealing with while you were dealing with me. Now I have some resources to be able to investigate, which probably made it worse. And when I tell you, I think that it hurt worse, I know that it hurt worse. Although it wasn't the first time, it was the second time, and it was devastating. And I will tell you, after that second time, at about 25, maybe 26 years old, it really has never been the same again. And it hasn't been the same because, you know, I looked at it first time. You know how they say first time shame on you, second time shame on me. So the first time, the shame, I felt like I was a kid. It was on her. She left. It was on me. It was on her. Now with this second time, I had to start questioning, was this something that I wasn't doing? And although it could have been something that I wasn't doing, it still did not feel good to have this being done to me, because I didn't leave you. I didn't choose this life for me. I wanted to stay, as most men do. Most men, even in their craziness and doing what they do, they still decide to stay. They very rarely, on some occasions, but very rarely do men leave the woman to pursue another full-on relationship. You want to know why? Because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard for a man to trust. It's hard for a man to say, hey, look, I am going to let you meet mom or dad or the homies or other family members, and you're going to be the one that I want to walk out with and represent, and or have you represent me and be with me, and wanting to make sure that you are the one for me. Because, like, think about it. We know women hold the key to sex, but men hold the key to relationships. Because if the guy does not want to be in a relationship, there will be no relationship. You'll just keep having sex over and over and over again until you find a guy that wants to say, hey, I want to be in a relationship with you. So that's kind of like the give and take with it all. So when you as a man, you say, hey, I want to be in a relationship with you. I love you. You know what? I may love you so much, I may even marry you. Now, though I haven't gotten to that point, I've had those feelings before. And once those feelings dissipated, I started to feel a sense of buyer's remorse. I started to feel like, why does she not reciprocate the same love and energy that I feel like she should? And, I get it. We're all two different people. She's her, I'm me. We've all been through this before. But why are we not on the same page? Why is there an issue with this? Why is there an issue with that? When what I've done is that I've tried to step up and stand up tall and be a man and try to do the right thing and try to be with you, possibly try to cultivate a family, grow a family with you. Why is it not enough? Where was my broken heart supposed to go? Because it's like that. It seems like whenever your heart is breaking, it seems like everybody else on earth is having all the fun. That's all you think about. She leaves you. You know what I'm saying? All you can think about is her getting knocked off in the back of the car, in the front of the car, on top of the car, all around the house. And that might not even be going on, or it could be going on. But either way, once it's over between you and her, it's no longer your concern. But for a man, the feeling of that still lingers because men have a certain feeling of possession. Like once a guy enters in a relationship with a woman, he feels like, yo, she's mine. She's mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, yo, Heisman, back up. She's mine. And I don't even know if women even realize all the time how deeply possessive, especially if a man is really in love with you or loves you, he is in a relationship. But that don't stop them hearts from breaking, does it? Like we talked about before, and I've heard other people say it before, how women monkey branch, they hold on to you right here until, they feel like they got a stronger thing over here. Then they say, all right, doggy, peace out. And they let go. And then they hold on to this one. And so the whole time you're on the other side thinking to yourself, where do I go? Because a lot of times, and I've done it before, where I've gone from girl to girl, but a lot of times, guys don't just fall in love like that. Like real men don't just fall in love back to back to back to back. It's going to take a while. It usually takes a guy a few years to get that out of his system, because to be honest with you, he's still thinking about her. And why did she left me for him, or who is she with now? So my heart has been broken. But, I guess we got to find out where those broken hearts go. Do they go somewhere where nobody can see them? Does your heart just turn to stone? Because that's the thing. After you see something, you can't unsee it. After you experience how good it feels to be in love with somebody and to love somebody on that level and then have it taken away from you or have you lose it. What do they say? It's better to love than lost than to never have loved at all. It sounds good, may be true, but it still hurts like hell. Hey, but you tell me what you think. You ever been in love? Sure you have been. If you have, leave something in the comments. Say how you felt. Hey, say how you got over being in love and then, your heart had to go find somewhere to go. Because I know what I did. I had to find my way back home and regroup and say, next. Until next time, live life. Don't let life live you.